is a shaker card featuring a forest witch. She's out in the forest and she's casting her potions in her cauldron underneath the trees. So I took a bunch of different elements in Silhouette Design Studio and compiled a vignette that I wanted to cut out of this purple cardstock. And I'll put a link to that video of how I pieced everything together down in the video notes, just to keep this video relatively straightforward for those of you who want to replicate something in with a die, for example, or if you wanted to use perhaps a different software. So this is going to be a shaker card, and I found these gorgeous sequins from Doodlebug Design. This mix is called Tangerine. And then I also had these Hero Arts Ombre purple sequins. And I thought that would go perfect with the color scheme here. I like to mix my own combinations. And this just had all sorts of different colors in it. These are just beautiful. Very iridescent. And then I had this jumbo glitter that I got at Michael's last year, I think. Last year or the year before. I found it. It was like $2 a bottle. I bought it, had no idea what I was going to do with it. Figured it's Halloween colors and I'll find a use. And when I put this card together, I thought, you know what, this is just the perfect use to add a little bit of small pieces in with the sequins. So I kind of put together my own little mix here. And I like to use these little jewelry packages that I got at the craft store to mix everything together and keep all my pieces together. So I took a piece of 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch purple cardstock. I believe this is from Paper Accents, and I believe this is Grape Slushy. The orange paper is the orange paper that is in the Farmer's Market paper pack by Recollections from Michaels. This is a piece of Neenah Solar White, cut in half, 8.5 by 5.5, folded at 4 1/4. And a sheet of clear acetate that I got also from Paper Accents, and this is the 0.01 thickness, and this isn't overly thick. What is kind of cool about this, I found out you can actually run this through the embossing machine, so I'm going to try that out and see how that works. That might make a really cool perhaps snowflake card for Christmas. So I'm going to peel the protective backing off of this. Because I've already cut this down, sometimes it can be really hard to get this edge going, and you just kind of have to play at it, and I just happen to get a piece going right here. So let's put this fun little card together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tape down the orange cardstock onto the card base. Now, when I have a card base that I want to align perfectly on the cardstock, I like to use my MISTI because it has a nice deep edge on it, and I can put that in the corner and make sure that the pieces line up. So I'm actually going to make sure it lines up the top and the left edge. That way, if I have any overhang, I can trim the bottom or the right edge. Because obviously you can't trim the left edge. So I just put the paper in the corner, then I take the orange paper, and press that in the corner, and it comes out perfectly. So that's another easy use, great way to use your MISTI for something other than stamping. In this card, there won't be any stamping. I tried to use this really cool stamp that I had that had a quote from Shakespeare on it, and unfortunately, there wasn't enough room behind the cutout for the words to show through. I also had cut a piece of black cardstock with a Tim Holtz die, and I thought maybe that could go down on the bottom, but that didn't work either. So now that I got this on here, I'm going to run this through my Silhouette machine, through the magic of TV. This is what it comes out looking like. Now my Silhouette machine leaves a lot of these little raggedy edges, and I haven't been able to figure out how to prevent that other than to just go in with my X-Acto knife and trim away all of those little edges that have the paper sticking up. So we're going to take this and put the acetate down on the back, and to do that I think I can probably use tape runner on that. There's enough edges here that we could tape that down with. Now you'll notice that I did go around the circle, or the oval, and the reason why I did that was I wanted to make sure that this piece really sticks down onto the acetate, so there's not a lot of gaps on the acetate. So it's well adhered all around. And since this is a little narrower and a little shorter, I'm not actually going to adhere that using the MISTI. Alrighty, so we got that. Now we're going to take the foam tape and run that around the outside. And I'm actually going to cut this in half so that it makes it a little easier to go around the outside, as well as a little bit thinner. Doesn't need to be real thick. And I'll put some around the outer edges as well. So now we just want to put down our sequin mix. This one is going to be lots of sequins. And peel off that backing, and you know what? I'm going to have to speed that up because this backing is really hard to get off and it's rather awkward. So I'm going to cut out a bunch of this and speed up a bunch of this because it will take a while to get all this backing off. Okay, there we go. I have some escapees here. You know what? There's more than enough glitter in there. I won't worry about that. So I'm going to set the top part back into the MISTI. so that I can then set the orange card base on it. Now, you need to make sure when you do this that you know which side is up, to make sure when you put your card base down you got your fold going on the right side. So I know my tree was on the left hand side, so here's the fold. Press that down, and there we go. There is our Happy Halloween Wicked Witch shaker card. There will be a supply list on our website, and the link will be in the video notes below. Thank you so much for watching, and happy Halloween. Happy crafting.